In fact, control area in the sense, uh, there are number of generators in a particular area in which they will string together the same delta, so that all are treated as an equivalent of single machine, a large machine connected to the grid. Okay, that part can be taken as single control area. Here you can see the speed changer, governor, turbine and generator. This is the feedback signal to control the power output of this generator with the help of local EDC, economic dispatch control. This is the inner loop of control area. The secondary loop, as you aware of that, through the integral controller, you have secondary loop, that is minus Ki by S. ACE, area control error, is fed to the integral control, from which this signal is connected to the PC, delta PC or delta P reference. Delta P reference. Similarly, second control area here. So here speed changer of the second unit, governor, turbine, generator of the second unit. So this unit is connected to the grid. So this is the first control loop, speed governing control, and second one anyhow AC, area control error, is given to the integral controller. The same signal is fed to the second unit. So, and so on, you have many of the units connected together in synchronism to have one control area. So this control area will have area control error, ACE, is used to separate the frequency or state combined system. Frequency of the control area. So the frequency of the control area with the help of active power generation, and active power generation is controlled with the help of valve output, steam valve output. So like that, it is regulated with the help of feedback. So it is local economic dispatch controller, EDC, local EDC, and CEDC, central economic dispatch center, will also have in the grid. You will have that in the grid. Okay, this is the single area system with many of the generators. Together, it will form one control area. This is represented as one control area. And the second control area is part of the system, interconnected power system. Both the control areas can be connected with the help of EHV transmission line, that is called tie line, which will use it to transmit the power between the control areas. When the area 2 requires more power, the control area 1 will supply the power through the tie line, and vice versa. Okay, that is possible with the tie line. Sometimes instead of tie lines, you can use the DC ties, HVDC, also known as HVDC links. The HVDC links are used for the long lines to get the economic operation and sophisticated control. HVDC links also there in the India. So let us search in the Google, you will find very easily some of the links near Delhi and some of the areas. Anyhow, I don't remember. You can search in the web. So these HVDC links are used to strengthen the power system, to improve the stability and control of the transmission system. Okay. sometimes in HVAC, in order to strengthen the control, we will go for the FACS controllers, flexible AC transmission systems controllers or devices, SVC, STATCOM, UPFC, etc. Many of the devices are there. Anyhow, in the 50 unit, we will briefly introduce those devices. In fact, it is not there in your syllabus anyhow. So you can extend that 50 unit to latest devices, FACS devices. Okay, that will be compatible with the HVDC lines. When it is equipped with latest technology, with latest controllers, then it is compatible with the HVDC links. So all of the benefits can be achieved with the HVDC links. Now let us understand Unit 4 load frequency control, two-area control, in which let us consider two areas with the tie line model. So in which the tie line model is very important. So this is control area 1 designated as bus 1, and this is control area 2 designated as bus 2, and in between two control areas, two buses, there is a AC tie known as tie line. So tie line is connected between the two control areas, and each bus will have bus voltage and angle. One is the first bus voltage and angle respectively. Similarly, V2 at delta, second bus voltage and angle respectively. ACE1 area control error 1, ACE2 area control error 2. What is area control error? We will derive the expression for ACE. Now tie line power transfer P tie equal to P12. So we can designate it as P12 or P21. P21 is equal to minus P12. Here the product of bus voltages V1 and V2 divided by X, the reactance of the line, and sine of the angle delta 1 minus delta 2, delta delta. This is the power transfer through the tie line. Okay. Now delta P12, small incremental change in the tie line power, is delta P12, that is equal to dou P12 by dou delta into delta delta. So dou P12 by dou delta. So the derivative of this expression with respect to delta. So you will get V1 V2 by X cos of the delta, cos of the angle delta 1 minus delta 2, cos delta delta. So delta delta equal to delta 1 minus delta 2. Into here you can write delta delta 1 minus delta delta 2. Small correction is there, you can use that correction. Delta delta. Delta delta equal to delta delta 1 minus delta delta 2. The change in bus voltage angles. Now this part V1 V2 by X cos delta 1 minus delta 2 is designated as T12, synchronizing torque quotient. T12 equal to V1 V2 by X cos delta 1 minus delta 2. Synchronizing torque quotient. Minus delta delta 2 delta 2 is delta delta. So therefore delta P12 equal to T12 into delta delta into delta delta. So this is the change in tie line power, and this is synchronizing power quotient T12. These two are important. Now let us go to the next slide. Delta P12 equal to, so here, before going to discuss that, let us have omega is equal to d delta by dt, isn't it? Omega is d delta by dt, which is equal to 2 pi f, which is equal to t pi f. Therefore, if you want to obtain the delta, so integral of d delta by dt equal to integral of 2 pi f, integral of 2 pi f. For small incremental changes, they integrate with delta f. Therefore, delta is equal to 2 pi integral delta f dt. And therefore, delta 1 equal to 2 pi integral delta f1 dt, and delta 2 equal to 2 pi integral delta f2 dt. Integration. Now, delta p12 equal to 2 pi t12, 2 pi t12 into delta delta is nothing but, so instead of previous one, here sin delta 1 minus delta 2. Here you have used delta. When you use the delta, then you will get t1 as an expression. When you use C delta f, then you will here. That is difference between delta delta and delta f. Please understand that point. So omega is equal to d delta by dt, that is equal to 2 pi f. Therefore, delta equal to 2 pi integral delta f. 2 pi integral delta f. Integration in the sense 2 pi by s. 2 pi by s into delta f. So therefore, here 2 pi t12 by s into delta f1 minus delta f2 in terms of delta f. Delta p12, the tie line power, is expressed in terms of delta f. The output signal in control area, you will use delta f1, delta f2, etc. Therefore, here delta f1 is here, delta f2 is here at the summer. The summation of these two, you have positive sign, negative sign. Delta f1 minus delta f2 is here, passed through the 2 pi t12 by s. You will get delta p12. So that is the tie line power. Tie line power value. Okay. So this is the tie line power. When you express it in delta, it is equal to v1 v2 by x sin delta 1 minus delta 2. Here in the area control error, so this is the area control error. In area control error, we will get the summation of some delta f and delta p tie. So in which you will use that expression delta p tie. Here, let us understand this point. The Elgaard textbook. Now I am using Elgaard textbook. Here, 2 pi by s into T12, the summation of t's here. So each one 2 pi T12, 2 pi T13, and so on. All are summed up here and passed through the 1 by s to get the tie line power, delta p tie, delta p tie. And frequency errors, delta f1, delta f2, delta f3, and so on. These are the frequency errors. From the frequency error, we can obtain tie line power, change in tie line power. Now, the change in tie line power is obtained from 2 pi T1 to 2 pi T13 and so on, and passing through the integrator 1 by s. Okay, here 2 pi T12 is obtained here. This signal is passed through the 1 by s. And it is from one area, the second area, and so on. So each area will have frequency error, different delta f1, delta f. These are the delta f's. So from the area, you will obtain delta f2 passed through the 2 pi T12, and it is passed through the integrator to get the tie line power here. So this tie line power is injected or connected across the summer of power demand, delta PD. Delta PD. This is the power system model or generator model. This is the governing system and turbine model, combined model. This is the droop of each unit. Delta P is commanded input or reference input. Reference input. This is the tie line model. This is the tie line model. In order to get the tie line power between the two control areas. If it is only single control area, you no need to have this signal delta p tie is not required. That is already discussed in the previous classes. You understood it very well. Now the difference between multi-area systems and single area system is delta p tie. Obtaining the signal delta p tie from the delta f. Now you understood the concept of this tie line power and how to inject this tie line power to the control area. This is the single area system, the power system model or generator load model, and this is the speed governing system and turbine model. Droop, the output is delta f, input is p, delta pc or delta p reference, and the disturbance is delta pd. This is the load demand. The change in load demand, 1% change, 2%, and so on. Small incremental changes will understand the behavior of the system for different kind of disturbances. Okay, you can refer the journal or conference papers. So plenty of papers are available in single area and two area control with the different techniques. If anybody is interested to choose this topic as your research topic or project, you can choose. For both thermal power stations as well as hydro power stations is available. Analysis are available. You can also do it for other stations, steam power in the steam power stations, nuclear as well as gas turbines, and in wind type turbines you can use it. So slightly different models are required. That you can do and get the research papers as well as your project. All right. This is the single area. From the single area, you are going for multi-area systems. This is the multi-area system in which this signal is obtained, delta p type. Okay. I hope everybody understood. If you have any questions in this topic, you can discuss with me. So here, look at this figure. Now look at this figure. This is the generator load model, governing and turbine system. This is the power demand delta PD. The output is delta F. Delta F is fed to the speed governing system. The droop is there 1 by R. And this is given to the sensor, frequency sensor, so that you will get the ACE, area control error, in single area systems. If it is multi-area systems, area control error may comprise silent power, change in frequency delta F, and after area control error, this ACE is fed to the integral controller to obtain delta PC, delta P reference. So this is the integral control of single area system that applied for multi-area systems. So this is the inner control loop. This is the secondary loop, secondary control loop, slow acting. Already we discussed in the single area systems. All right. So if it is single area system, area control error is approximately equal to delta F. That is area control error. Very important for short answer questions. For single area system. Okay. Now, this is the single area system, and this is the tie line model. The single area system is just now discussed. Now, this is the tie line model. Tie line model is represented in terms of T12 for P12. These two. If you have any questions here, please raise your questions. Otherwise, we'll continue. Teja, Srija, Yashwant, Sanjay, Sagar, Ravindra Babu, Pavan. No response from your side. Namaswini, Lavanya,
Yes, sir.
Akhileshwar. Okay, have you understood that concept or any questions?
Understood, sir.
This is this is very important unit. in PS4C?
Understood, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, now let us understand this. So this is the control area 1, in which governing system, speed governing system will have kg1 over 1 plus stg1. Sg can also be used. Ksg by 1 plus stsg. 1. You can use 1 as representation for the control area 1. This is the turbine model KT1 over 1 plus S into TT1 turbine model. And this is the generator load model or power system model KP1 over 1 plus S into TP1. So delta PD1 is the demand on first area. Demand on first area. Negative sign. Negative sign. The output of the control area 1 is delta F1. Output of the control area delta F1. Okay. Now delta F1 is passed through the 1 by R1 to get the loop. To get the inner control loop. The outer control loop or secondary loop, the delta F1 is passed through the controller minus Ki1 by S. Minus Ki1 by S. Here it is a positive sign. Please remember this. So 1 by R1, when delta F is passed through the 1 by R1, it is a negative sign. Delta P reference 1 is reference power to the control area 1. Control area 1. Similarly, you'll go for the second control area, kg2 over 1 plus tg2. So let us change this tg1 is there. So there is a correction. Use that correction. And kt2 over 1 plus tt2. This is turbine of the second area. Power system kp2 over 1 plus tp2. Delta pd2 is the power demand on the second area. Delta F2 is the output of second area. Output of second area, which is passed through the 1 by R2 to get the inner control loop, and it is passed through minus Ki2 by S to get the outer control loop. Delta P reference 2 is the reference power input of the second area. Second area. Now, as you understood that delta F1, delta F2 are summed up here to get delta F, and this delta F is passed through the 2 pi T12 by S to get delta P12. Delta P12. So here it is negative sign. Delta P12 is a negative sign. Therefore, area 1 is supplying power delta P12. In addition to power supplied by the area 1 to the load on that area, that is delta PD1. In addition to that, it will also supply delta P12. That you can understand here. Let's go to next control area. Now delta P12, that means the control area 1 is supplying the power to the control area 2. Control area 1 is supplying the power to the control area 2. Let us so this is so let us use P12. So this is tie line power. That means control area 1 is supplying power to the control area 2 when demanded by the control area 2. This is line power, right? Now understand. So this is bus number 1. We have bus number 1, bus number 2, so designated as 1. This is 2. Okay, now you can understand control area 1 and 2 and power transfer from control area 1 to control area 2. So therefore, here the signal is negative sign. Here it is positive sign. That positive sign is nothing but you can multiply the same signal with some constant. That constant is -1. Sometimes it may be designated as A12, small a12. You can go here. Sometimes it is also known as A12 or A21. Interchangeably, you can use the terminology as A12 or A21 instead of sign. You don't mention sign in that case. So you just mention A21 here and the same negative sign here. That is also possible. Let us understand the concept. You can use any terminology or any signs. Then you can understand very well. There should not be any confusion in that. There should not be any confusion in that. Okay. Now this is the tie line power delta P12 is fed to the area 1 with negative sign, fed to the area 2 with positive sign. Already you have taken negative sign here. So let us take this signal at delta P reference. This is slow acting area. Therefore, already it is compensated and hence you can use positive sign here. If anything is missing in the slow acting, suppose you need 10 megawatts increment. 10 megawatts has to be supplied to the area 1 to area 2. Let us use 10 megawatts. 10 megawatts. If it is 11 megawatts, then what happened? Excess power is there. Then what happened? This excess power can be compensated with the slow acting loop, integral control loop. Here, integral control loop and this both are combined here with the help of summer. Then what happens? This excess 1 megawatt power can be taken as positive sign here and it will be compensated again. Similarly here you got the positive sign. Any excess power is compensated with the negative sign and take the same error here, that is delta P12, here P21. Delta P12, let us have this is delta P12. Let us have P, I am writing P12 equal to minus P21. Minus 1 is the constant value. So that may be equal to A12 or A21. Okay. So therefore, you can use P12 equal to, suppose let us take A12 into A12 into, I will use this to P21. Okay, or A21 into P21, doesn't matter. So therefore, negative sign can be represented like that. That is some constant. All right. Therefore, in some of the textbooks, they will use A12, A21, particularly Nagaraj and Kothari. They will use the constants here. Now you can understand this sign. Here a negative sign, here it is positive sign. What is the significance of this sign? Which is very important in two-area system or multi-area systems. The multi-area systems. Okay, if you have any questions, raise your questions. Why you have used the sign, negative sign and positive sign for the area 1 and 2 respectively? Okay. So this is the control area concept and the modeling of the tie line and derivation for the T12 expression as well as P12 tie line power P tie P12 or P21. Now look at this figure. Now look at this figure. Here delta F1 is the frequency error in first area. Delta F2 is the frequency error in the second area. So you can use opposite signs here at the summer to get the delta F. Delta F is equal to delta F1 minus delta F2. So we are taking that sign. Positive sign for area 1, negative sign for area 2. So this is passed through the 2 pi T12 over S. In order to get the tie line power, delta P tie 1 or 1, 2 is obtained here. This point is connected to the area 1 with a negative sign. Alright, already shown you. So go to here. So negative sign. Here delta P. So let us take this. Figure. Here let us have P12. P12 is obtained here. It's a negative sign. Here anyhow you can use negative sign. This is the arrow direction P12 with the negative sign, right? So this is the P tie, P12. Now the same signal is passed through minus A12. A12 may be equal to 1. So negative sign. So therefore delta P tie 2 must be fed with the positive sign to the second area. So this is P12. Here you can have one block that is minus A12. Then you can use same sign here, negative sign here. That is also possible because P12 equal to minus of P21. So therefore let us have here P21 equal to minus P12. So let us have minus A12 can be multiplied here. Minus A12 is used here. In the box here. So A12 and let us use A12. Okay. Minus, you can also use a negative sign here. Minus A12. And here it is, you can use negative sign. Yeah, no more you can use positive sign, should not use positive sign. The only negative sign is used here also. Okay. Same negative sign is used. Negative sign, right? So here, same negative sign is used here also. That is also possible. Otherwise, whatever I have shown in the slide, PPT, you can use same. You can use same, right? In the next class, we'll continue. Today, I'll stop here. Thank you, one and all. Now, I'll take the attendance.